In all, I woke up after 3 years in a coma. And the first word I heard from my daughter was not Mom. It was, Mommy. That lady woke up. I opened my eyes in a white hospital room. Machines beeped beside me. At the end of my bed, a little girl sat on a woman's lap. Curly brown hair, big brown eyes. Daniel's eyes. Then the woman turned around. My face. My eyes. My scar. Sarah. My twin sister. She looked at me like a ghost had climbed out of its grave. And I realized 3 things at once. My baby was alive. My fiancé was gone. And my sister had become me. And to hovering, my name is Emma. 3 years earlier, I was 26, engaged to Daniel, and 8 months pregnant with our daughter. Daniel was my college sweetheart. He made coffee too sweet, kissed my forehead before work, and talked to my stomach every night like our baby could already answer him. We had just bought a small house outside the city. The nursery wallpaper was half finished. I wanted pale yellow. Daniel wanted soft gray blue. Sarah, my twin sister, called every day. But somehow, she always asked about Daniel first. Did you take your vitamins? Is Daniel helping with your back? Are you sleeping enough? I laughed and told her, "You act more nervous than me." She smiled and said, "I'm going to be the best aunt in the world." That night, Sarah planned a tiny pregnancy party. I drove home from the bakery with a cake in the passenger seat. Rain covered the windshield. At Elm and Pine, a red truck ran the light. I remember headlights. Then nothing. And while I disappeared, everyone else kept living. Miter. 3 years, 1,095 days. That was how long I had been gone. The nurse called me a miracle. She said doctors had discussed removing support twice. Sarah refused both times. When I could finally sit up, I asked one question. My baby? The nurse froze for half a second. Just half a second. But I saw it. Then she said, "Mia is healthy." "She's with Daniel?" I asked. The nurse looked toward the door. "She's with family." Not Daniel. Family. That word sat wrong in my chest. Then I saw the photo on my bedside table. Daniel smiling. Mia on his shoulders. Sarah beside him, her arm around his waist. Matching Christmas sweaters. The frame said, "Forever Family, 2025 go." I stared at my own face on my sister's body. Same eyes. Same smile. Only one problem. That family had been built without me. And nobody in that room wanted to explain why. Nah, I can't till. Sarah came to see me alone on the 4th day. She didn't hug me. She didn't say, "I missed you." She sat beside my bed and whispered, "I didn't mean for it to happen." I didn't blink. What happened? Her eyes filled with tears. After the accident, Daniel fell apart. He stopped eating. He stopped sleeping. He sat in Mia's room staring at an empty crib. I waited. Mia needed bottles. Warmth. Someone holding her. I came over to help. Her voice broke. One night, Daniel saw me from behind and called me Emma. My whole body went cold. I was going to correct him. She said, the next morning, then the next week, then the next month. I whispered, but you didn't. Sarah covered her mouth. Because Mia started calling me Mommy. That was when I understood. She hadn't just helped. She had stayed in that spur closet early. I looked at my sister. My face. My voice. My life. And I didn't know whether to hate her or feel sorry for her. She had kept Daniel breathing. She had kept Mia loved. But she had erased me from the story. I missed Mia's first steps. Her first word. Her first birthday. Her first fever. Her first Christmas. Every memory that should have belonged to me had gone to Sarah. I looked out the hospital window and thought, if I had died, would anyone have told Mia I existed? If someone close to you took your life, not out of hatred, but out of twisted love, hit the like button. Because Emma still doesn't know what to do with that kind of pain. And then Sarah said something that made me stop breathing. And that her hoe. Do you know how I lived? Sarah cried. Every morning I woke up beside Daniel, wondering if today was the day you'd open your eyes. Then why didn't you stop? Because Mia didn't know anyone else. I felt my voice turn cold. And what about me? Sarah flinched. What about my photos, my clothes, my memories? Who erased me from my own story? She looked down. Daniel couldn't look at your pictures. He said it hurt too much. So you hid me? I put everything in a box in the attic, she whispered. I was going to give it back when I died for real? She went silent. That silence answered everything. Then I asked the question I was terrified to ask. Did Daniel marry you? Sarah's face changed. Not guilt. Fear. And for the first time, I realized Daniel had his own confession waiting. Yeah. 3 days later, I went home. My house looked the same. That was the cruelest part. The nursery wallpaper was still unfinished. My clothes still hung in the closet. My perfume was still on the dresser. Sarah had kept everything untouched. Like a shrine. Or a crime scene. In the attic, I found the box. Engagement photo. Baby shower cards. A half-knitted scarf I had started for Mia before the accident. The needles were still inside the yarn. Then I found a letter in Sarah's handwriting. Emma, I don't deserve forgiveness. But every day I prayed you would wake up, even if it meant I lost everything. Love. Sarah? I sat on the attic floor and cried into the paper. Then I heard a small voice downstairs. Mia? Mommy, is Aunt Emma staying with us? Aunt Emma. Not Mom. Aunt. And suddenly the hardest question wasn't whether I could forgive Sarah. It was whether I could take my daughter back without breaking her. Because Mia didn't know she had lost me. She only knew she might lose Sarah. Oh. I didn't kick Sarah out of Mia's life. But I didn't forgive her either. I only said, Mia needs time. Sarah moved back into her old apartment. She visits 3 times a week. The first time Mia called me Aunt Emma, I cried in the bathroom for an hour. Daniel tried to explain. But some explanations only prove how broken everything really was. Last night, Mia climbed onto my lap for the first time. She touched the scar on my chin and asked, "Why do you and Mommy look the same?" The room went silent. Sarah stood in the kitchen doorway. Tired, hopeful, afraid. Mia kept looking at me like I had the answer. But I didn't. I still don't know what to tell her. So tell me, could you forgive someone who lived your life for 3 years? Not because they hated you, but because they loved your family the wrong way? Yes, family is family. Time can heal anything. No, some lines can never be crossed. No matter the reason. Comment below. And subscribe, because next week's story is even harder to believe than this one.